Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Liluy nishmas Mordechai. Dr. Delbert, get over here. Get over here. I got to schmooze with you. We have a seat for you also. Come, sit over here. But before you come, I have to give you a shtickle hug, no? Unbelievable. I was just thinking about you, actually. I was going to call you. Good, now that you're here. Shalom Aleichem, how are you? Well, I mean, once you're here, you can embarrass me. Come. You are the person that made a bet with me. This goes back 20-something years.
Or more.
You said, I bet you that you cannot stop talking during davening. And if you do, for a whole year, you will buy me a roof.
Correct. Asmata lo kanya.
Oh, very good. Been listening to the shir. But I didn't speak since then.
Me too.
Wow. All right. A very big chaver, a tremendous Baal Kishrin, and a very, very good doctor. Don't tell my shver. When I have medical advice things, I call him, not the shver. My shver is very busy. Oh, I have to do the emails. Shalom Aleichem, what's your name? Shalom from?
Manchester.
Shalom Aleichem, that's right. We just saw each other, right?
Correct.
And you told me you're going to be here or we're going to miss each other or something, no?
I'm here.
You're here. Shalom Aleichem. Yes. Oh, Shalom Aleichem, what's your name?
From Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Special request if it's okay. You have two Talmidim over there. One is the Sat Rebbe, Shalom, the son.
Yeah.
And his father, a survivor. They're making a simcha this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
They're major Talmidim over here. So
What's their names? Yisroel.
Yisroel Shalom and his father Zev Shabtai.
What's the last name?
Saffron
family, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. Survivor doing the shir. Shalom, what's your name?
Yaakov Sin.
Yaakov Sin.
Kalev.
No, so where are you? Here he is. Today's the first day of many. You haven't been around lately. He's been here for a week already. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. Oh, I see you hiding over there. Shalom Aleichem. Wie heißt der? What? Mermelstein. From? Muncie, New York. And behind you is?
Shlomo Holzberg from Muncie. I just made Aliyah this week.
Shlomo Holzberg from Muncie. Mazel Tov. Well, where do you live here in Bet Shemesh? Wow, very nice. All right, welcome. I said last week and I'll say it again. If you make Aliyah during the war with Lebanon and the threats, you get double schar at least. Goes lefid how hard it is. I looked up the story from the shir, and I'm an insurance agent and love to have good stories to share, and found out that he's back to scamming ways. That's talking about the cabbage man strikes again. The guy that pretended that he's dead, but they found his fingerprints on the death certificate and they put him away. He's 74 years old and they put him back in jail. Okay, also my son Noam is begging me to get his picture on and asked me every day if I saw him when I was learning the daf. Noam Gutman putting his MDY stickers to use from the Baltimore event. Have a great day, Binyamin. Here they are. You made it. Binyamin, you're a great kid. Saw a video about the shir June 27th. Since that was the start. Since that was the start, Bava Basra decided to give it a try and still going strong. Ran this email to find other MDYers in Pittsburgh. So Be'ez Hashem, with our new app, we will have that, what?
You can email Daf Barama.
Email Daf Barama, and Yosef will put you on a group. Do we have people in Pittsburgh? I'm sure we do.
I'll find out.
Very nice. P.S. And for the MDYs who support the English national team, congrats on... Oh, okay. Dear Rabbi Stefansky, Baruch Hashem, I had a healthy baby boy yesterday. Your Talmud from Berachas Daf Bet, Sonny Halawani, Brooklyn Party Rental. You guys remember him? Sonny Halawani. Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Dear Belly, I want you to know that I'm an Iyun Rebbe in a prominent yeshiva, and I also do Daf Yomi. Huh? He did a video with his kids, and he gave us the chairs once for a siyum, maybe in the deal one. I think it was Rabbi Yisrael Salanter who told the Chavetz Chaim, you hear this? He's a Rebbe in a prominent yeshiva, and he does the Daf Yomi. Chofetz Chaim said, Yisroel Salanter told the Chofetz Chaim, that one must gain a yediyah in the lang and breit of the vastness of Hashem's Torah, the length and the width. It's exhilarating to finally cover areas that always seem obscure, like Erev and Nazir and many Parakim and Shas, which I've never learned. The daily aspect is a mechayiv. What I really love is going over the past week's daf and getting them right. You see how hard it is to sit there? This guy's doing this. They're on both. Look at them, both of them. It's not posh. It's not posh. I go through a lot here. Because it's really a much greater madrega and learning. But yes, when my mind is not contemplating the Gemara, I too watch Yishir to be able to understand. The emails you read are the mitzvahs, the jokes, stories help keep the cheshik in place. Don't be discouraged by anyone's criticism. Just keep on going. Bahava haravanani mas, whatever that means. But he says over here, I sent you an email cautioning you to steer clear from saying things that make fun of people that learn biyun. I don't make fun of people that learn biyun. I make fun of people that say they won't do the daf and they only learn biyun, but they haven't learned in 20 years. I say all the time, when I talk about b'kiyas, I say, iyun is probably the better way to learn, but since Balabatim don't really have time for it, what? The picture? That I'll make fun of. Yes, if you're only to Daf Gimel and you're 80 years old, yes, I will make fun of you. Correct. You are right. Is that your last Torah for today? It builds up, he says. Oh, I love this. Attaches a photo of my video of my father, Avrumi Leibowitz, and his friend Duvi Dembitzer making a siyum on Bava Metzia when? Chassidah making a siyum on Bava Metzia, dressed up in baseball gear at a baseball field in Borough Park on the 18th Avenue baseball field. Check this out. He celebrated with a siyum. Whoa. No. That's no. Wow. They celebrated with a siyum in a grill session after a baseball game in 18th Avenue Park. Thank you so much for everything you do, Ashraf. Rabbi said, do we need to go over the rules? Okay. We never, ever pass by the camera back here. Ever. We never pick up a phone in middle of shir or let it ring. We never embarrass the Magid Shir in middle of shir.
He does a good job himself.
Whoa. Breaking the rules already.
I stole emails again.
Check this out, Rabbi. I'm making a siyum out of baseball park. The mamish. This is like out of. Look at them. They got the baseball caps on backwards. The whole zach. It's not even the 9 days doing this. Kaddish. Okay. Are there any other rules we need to know? No noise. Can't make noise. No coffee during shir. No breathing loud. Nothing. Okay. Let's do the sponsors. The Sechta sponsored. For the safe and speedy return of all the hostages, Yosef. Wrappers, plastic bags, you get thrown out for that. Refuat hanefesh and guf for the Magichir, Eli Stefansky, and for Breina, Bina, Bat Miriam, Baila, Netanel, Kalev, Bracha, Bat Breina, Bina. I just stuck in my name there because I need it. Moe Landy, Liluy, Moshe, and Shmuel Yehuda, the Mashgiach of Torah, vodaas. Ahron Fraiman, the rebellion with siyadta, dishmaya, and teaching Torah to klal yisroel. Naftali Herz ben Leia, hidden tzaddik in our generations. As a schos. For Ari, who's going to get beat up in 5 minutes. As a schos, to continue growing and learning and being able to support Torah. The taiva for coffee is so overwhelming. I'm asking him to make all that noise. Anonymous from Lakewood. Listen to this, Rabbi say. Mr. Anonymous from Lakewood. Rabbi Anonymous from Lakewood. In honor of the tremendous Shragie Rubelow, keep on dafing. He's a bacher in yeshiva who's been doing the daf stark. Shragie, you're going to finish Bava Basra with us. Shragie Rubelow. All right, Rabbi, we have an unbelievable daf of Agadta. One of our final daf in Agadta, and then goes Bava Basra. I don't know, I have no idea. It's going to be good. So an interesting shaila that almost has very little to do with the daf, but I thought I would ask the question: are you allowed to steal something from someone in order to benefit that person, so he'll get, let's say, double afterwards? You'll steal it, he'll get double, you'll give it back, and he'll get double. Are you allowed to do that? Why not? You say no. Why not?
It's a derisa.
Because you're helping the guy. Anyways, we learned in the Meforshei Gemara Nezu Neshech in Masechtas Bava Metzia that says it is aser.
Hey, but you get kefil.
So says the Gemara, we're holding, let's say, 2 lines from the bottom to Amud Beis. Yeah, is that what we're holding? We're talking about Eoiv. We have to pick up a pace here because check. If you just look at the amount of words here, just to read it, like Tehillim would take over an hour. So we're going to be discussing this in a minute. But Eov's sons and daughters are eating and drinking wine by their Bechar, their brother, the Bechar. Umalach ba Eov, and then a Malach comes to Eov, Yoimar, Habakar hoyu charshois. The bulls are plowing, and right next to them are the donkeys. What does it mean? Top of Tezayin Amud Aleph, in Olam Haba, a woman will get pregnant and give birth that same day. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed Eov that they will plow and seed, and a moment later, the donkeys will already be eating what comes out of the ground. In other words, they'll take only a moment to grow. So that's Mein Olam Haba. So here's the story. Rabbi said, check this out. This is all the way in the beginning of Eov. Eov was a tzaddik, it says, the first pasuk. He was a great guy. He had 7 and 3. 7 boys, 3 girls. And look how many sheep he had. He had 7,000 sheep. 3,000. He's very, very the wealthiest. The he had 500 cows. And 500 donkeys. And then it says that the fire comes down from Shamayim and destroys all the sheep, and the shepherds taking care of the sheep, the person coming to tell him this, he barely is able to make it over. He's injured from the fire. He says, all your sheep are gone. And then he drops dead. He's not even speaking. He didn't even finish. He got such a zetz. The Kazim came 3 groups, and they took all your camels. This is bad news. Your 7 boys, your 3 girls, they're eating. They're eating and drinking wine. A great wind came from the midbar. It knocked down the house. They're all dead right now. Here we have this thing. This is the end of the pasuk. I'm the only one left. Then the next pasuk says, the Plishim came and killed everybody. We had a little bit. It started. We had a whole video prepared, but it's not ready of the whole scene. Here a little bit, but unfortunately, it's better than later. Here, Yosef. We'll pretend that we're showing the whole thing, and for the Yiddish year, it'll be ready. Yeah. Vayakom Eov. He hears that 10 of his children were killed. Vayakom Eov. Vayikras Miloy. We can't understand the tsar. 1 kid. 10 children in 1 day. Vayikras Miloy. He rips kriya. Vayogas is roishoy. Pulls out his hair. Vayomer. And he says the famous pasuk. Aram Yitzasi mi beten imi. I came into this world naked. Va'aram oshav shaman. That's how I'm going to go back. Hashem nosan v'Hashem lokach. Hashem gave me, and Hashem takes it back. Yehi Shem Hashem Mevayrach. He blesses Hashem. Instead of having tainus on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he gives HaKadosh Baruch Hu a bracha. And Eoiv continues on. B'chol Zoi says the pasuk, Loichota Eoiv. He didn't sin. V'loi nosan tifla leloikim. He didn't have any tainus on Hashem. He didn't have any. He says, Yehi Shem Hashem Mevayrach. Yesterday, Gedalia Miller from Kesher Nafshi sent me a shir from Rabbi Yoel Cohen. He's the Rosh Kollel of Babav in New York. He gave a beautiful shir once, and I listened to it because it's on Eoiv. And he brings down a Murray de Kamaisa.
Which Baila?
In MDY, there's no machlokes. The only machlokes is in this room, but besides that, no machlokes. It's all the same. Everybody's the same. We're all Yidden. What, there's two Babavs? I don't even know. I know there's 45. Okay. Says, listen to this Maisa, he says. He says there's a Yid that made Aliyah from France and lived in Bnei Brak. And asking for mikvahs came to him and said, we need a mikvah in France. You're from France. So the guy was okay, but he wasn't a gvir. So he put together some money. He took out some loans. And he built a mikvah. So they invited him for the Chanukas Habayis of the mikvah. So he flies in his whole family into France, and there's a big Suda, and everybody's very happy. This happened like 50 years ago. And everybody's very happy that. In the middle of the Suda, they realize that the toddler is gone. So they look everywhere. And they find him floating in the mikvah. Levaya, the whole thing, and the tsar is unimaginable. He spent everything he had, and he took out all these loans. And their baby dies in that mikvah it doesn't make sense. It's like the Gemara said by Nechunya Chayfer Shichen, the one who digs the pits for klal yisroel, it's impossible that his daughter is going to die in such a thing. He was teirech in that. And the mother, of course, is betzar, crying every night. Right? One night, the baby comes to her in a dream and says, you have to stop being betzar. I don't have menucha, my neshama doesn't have menucha as long as you're betzar. She says, how can I stop being betzar? You died in the mikvah that we donated. So he says, if you insist, I will tell you the story. He says, I'm a neshama from 850 years ago. I'm one of the Baliyat Taisvas. And my neshama kept on going higher and higher, and eventually HaKadosh Baruch Hu was medaktik with the neshama kichut asayra, because it's a tzaddik. And they said, listen, you pask in the wrong psak about a mikvah. All the Rishonim held that the mikvah is kosher, and you said it's possible. Your kapara is to come back down to this world and drown in that mikvah. And he tells the mother, he says, you should know that you had a kid that was a taisvus. You had a bala taisvus for 1.5 years. That's the ma'isa. Some people are shaking their head this way, some people are shaking their head this way. Take it as you want. I have to look it up. I just heard it yesterday. I didn't have a chance to be mevarer, but that was a ma'isa. Says the Gemara. So, what does that mean? Eoiv reached tremendous madregas, as the Gemara says. The pasuk says, not the Gemara, the pasuk, and we're going to have it in a minute. Like Avram Avinu. What did you meet? Did you meet my Eved Eoiv? He's like Avram Avinu, greater than Avram Avinu. What's pshat? Because Baruch Hu gave him tremendous yisurim, taking away his whole family, his children. But he took it and he said, Yishem Hashem Evayrach. He understood that there's something greater. Had Eoiv known that there was a whole conversation between HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself and the Malach HaMaves about him, he's greater, this, that, so he would have taken it a different way. It's how you take it, it's how you look at things. But we don't know, we have no idea what the cheshbonos are. Vayomer Hashem el asot on em izet tavoi. No. Vayihi hayoim. That's where we're holding. Like 10 lines down. Vayihi hayoim vayivo b'nei halikim l'siyatziv. So, it's Rosh Hashanah. And everybody comes in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Vayomer Hashem el asot, and Hashem says to the son, em izet tavoi, what were you doing? Vayan asot and Hashem, vayomer Meshut Baaretz. I was floating around the world. V'goymer. Amal Lefonav, and I saw Avram Avinu, Amal Lefonav, Rebbeinu Shalom. So, says the Satan to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shati b'chol ha'olam, I floated around the world, I haven't found a single human being that's as great as Avram. Shomarta loy, hu misalach ba'aretz la'arko l'rachba ki l'chot nena. HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him that I'll give you the entire land of Eretz Yisrael. And when he tried to bury Sarah, he didn't even have the small amount of land to bury her. And he didn't even have a taina. So let me ask you a question. This is worth 10,000 points. Yesterday we had the same exact words, word for word. So what's the Gemara repeating the whole thing all over again? 10,000 points.
Yes.
There's some people that learned Navi, but they're probably not in this room. Do we have any people that didn't learn in yeshiva, maybe? Christ. You didn't learn Navi? You don't know this? The answer is that the Eiv repeats it. This is the second time around in Eiv. Year 1 on Rosh Hashanah was yesterday. This is year 2. It repeats itself. The Gemara is not repeating itself. The Gemara is just repeating what it says in Eiv. Second year, after everything, he comes back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, and he tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Avram Avinu is the greatest. Vayayim Hashem al-Satan asamtu libcha labdi Eiv ke'en kamoyu ba'aretz. What about my slave Eiv? There's nobody like him in the whole world. You persuaded me. Baruch tells the Satan, you persuaded me to swallow him or to destroy him for nothing. Why did you persuade me? If this wasn't a mafurish pasuk, you're not allowed to talk like that. Like you could persuade HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You can't convince Hashem one way or another. It is what it is. Like a human being, Venisos. And he was persuaded. The Satan himself, how does he operate? He comes down and he fools us. He trips us up. And when we fall, then he goes and he cites HaKadosh Baruch Hu and says, look what he did. Then he gets permission, and he takes somebody's soul. It's a whole plan. He goes down, he trips you up, goes back up, gets permission, then takes the soul. Rabbi Yisai, who here thinks that the Satan and the Malach HaMavis is the same being? And what about the Yetzer Hara? Same being? All right, very good. A limb for a limb. In other words, a person protects his face with his hand, not to get hurt. So he'll give up one limb in order to protect his head. Says the Satan, a person will give up everything to stay alive. I guess even his own kids, he's saying. He'll give up his kids, he'll give up certainly his sheep and his camels and his donkeys to save himself. Ulam, he says, get him. Why don't you beat him up? Let's see then if he's not going to bless you, in other words, curse you. You know what? Here, try him out. Do as you wish. As long as you don't kill him. Do anything you want him, any yisroel that you want, just don't kill him. He's all excited. He started beating him up. It says in the pasuk, B'shchin ra, mikaf ragli b'ad kodkodoi, terrible shchin. Omer Yitzchok kosher tzari shel Satan Yosim shel Eiv. Moshe Lev Shom Alei Rabbi Shvar Chavis Ushmar Siyena. I'm thinking about you, Marty. It's harder to keep a person alive like that. Person is like chopped up. That's what you do for a living, right? Cut the person up, open up his chest, his head, and he shouldn't die. You have to make sure that this thing doesn't die. It's harder for the Yetzer Hara to be mitzar a person, give him such yisurim and his whole body is broken up, but make sure his neshama doesn't fly out. Huh? Is it hard? Ooh, you can say that about yourself. No problem.
I just, the Yitzis Neshama is a very... The
Olam doesn't know. I mean, I told the Olam the story. Is it true? But I don't know if you know the story, that I was in the operating room. Remember that one?
Professor.
Anyway, we'll talk about it a different time. Arish Lakish. No, you all know the story that the guy, my father was doing surgery, and the guy, his heart rate went flat, and nobody's paying attention. There's a guy like supposed to be looking at the screen. It wasn't Dr. Marty. He's the head of the, I don't know, I don't remember which, what? Not anymore. He's Shtickle retired. But you still work. You still do stuff, no? But you learn the whole morning or something. Anyway.
Work in the morning.
Learn in the afternoon.
Be'iyun.
So, no, he does. He learns biyun. Kitzer, so I saw the flat line and I started telling my shver, hey, this guy's not alive anymore. And he's like, I'm in the middle of it. I said, Dad, it's flat. No. And finally, when they looked up and they saw this, they panicked and they pushed the 911 and the doctor started running in and pumping him with all sorts of things. So I have at home, I have this thing that it shows that he's flat and whatever. Save the guy. And of course, they never told the guy, hey, by the way, you died and we brought you back to life. Everything, the surgery was perfect. The guy owes me his life. Orange luggage. I tried to tell my family. He says, no, we would have caught on anyways 20 seconds later. Okay. That's just stick of brain damage, not a lot. Orange luggage, Shua Satan. Who Yetzer Hara, who Malach HaMavis. These three what?
Sitting later.
No, he's not saying. All three of these things are the same being. Here, you see, this is the Satan. Hu Yetzara ksiv hasam rak kol hayoyim. The Yetzar Hara is rak kol hayoyim. If you look at the last oisios in these four words, rak kol hayoyim, kuf ayin lamed mem, which spells Amalek. Uksiv hacha rak elav tishdach yotcha. Okay, similar psukim. That's the Yetzar. Hu malach hamaves. Same thing, the Chsiv, Achas Nafshi Shmar. Baruch tells the Satan, make sure he doesn't die. In other words, it says, Alma b'didei kaima, it's in his ability to kill him. Omer Levi, Satan and Penina, l'shem shamayim niskavnu. These two cases of the Satan and Penina, what happened with Penina? Chana didn't have any children. Penina, Chepeter caused her a lot of pain until she davened very strong, and then she had Shmuel. Satan, given the Chazil HaKadosh Baruch Hu did not that a Basra. Funny story. The Satan saw that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was more into Eoiv. Omar Chas v'Sholem Minchilei l'Rachmunose l'Avram. It's hard to understand this Kabbalah, Rabbi Yisai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to like Eoiv more than he likes Avram. I have to do something about it. Why is it your business? Your business is to kill people, to I don't know what, to trip people up in a bear. No, I have to make sure that Avram Avinu is number one. Penina d'chsiv v'chisato tzaraso gam kas bavur hari'ima.
Masker schusavos. That's what Farshim said. Because we're masker schusavos, it won't work as well if he's not into Abraham as much as he is into.
But he's fakert. He's for our bad. Well, he's for the good.
He works for the Rebbeinu Shalom. He does it.
Whatever is good. So how come only him? How come Rafal and Gavriel didn't care?
Why use this style?
Okay, fine. But it says about Penina that she angered her, she drove her crazy in order that she should daven for her child. And that was the Shem Shamayim. It was the Shem Shamayim. How come she was punished? The famous Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, that when it comes to Ben Adam Chaveroi, it's fire. It's fire. You don't touch fire. You play with fire, even if you have the right intent, you're punished. There are certain situations. Let's say you go, Yusuf Zibishlein says, you tell somebody, hey, what you're doing is wrong. You don't put on tefillin, it's a terrible thing, you should put on tefillin. Oh, you bother him, he's mamish insulted. You're allowed to do that. There's no isser to hurt somebody's feelings. But that's direct. This was indirect, he says. It was a step away. Dorcha Ravacha. And what was the main thing about Penina? Penina was a tefillah that came, it was pure. It was from the depths of her heart. Once it was from the depths of her heart, that's a tefillah, that's the skayim. I said, I don't know if this is true. This is my own little shot. I had a question, because I went to the Kaisel, I asked for something, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered me. I went for 40 days. Then somebody had told somebody the story. I didn't say the whole story, I said 40 days. So this lady in the neighborhood tells me, I went to a certain caver, and I davened there for 40 days. On day 40, this person got engaged, the person I davened for. So I was thinking to myself, this caver, I mean, somebody that just nifter recently in 40 days. So I came up with the pshat. I said, I don't think she's a liar. I think it really happened. But maybe the two things are connected. Maybe it's not the kaisel, and maybe it's not the grave. Maybe it's when you go to the kaisel and you think, I'm davening for 40 days, so you daven a whole different davening. And I did. It was like a very serious thing. This is going to work. I'm at the kaisel. Mamish, it's unbelievable. It's 40 days and I have to go at the same time, and you make yourself, and you focus. And it's a real, from the Oime Kalev. She went to this caver. She believed, it's not the caver. It's the tefillah that she did at the caver. Maybe. Saying. Dorsha Ravacha Bar Yaakov b'Papanoya, and Ravacha Bar Yaakov darshan this thing that the Satan was mechaven l'shem shamayim. Also Satan nashke l'karei, comes the Satan and kisses him on the feet. Everybody, listen to this. The Satan, who's the Malach HaMaves, 80 years ago killed 6 million people. 6 million years like this. No problem. 2 years. Boom. This Satan, he can do anything. He talks to the Rebbeinu Shloim. He has a conversation about Eoiv. We'll never understand what the Satan, what his madrig is. But one human being said a good thing about him. Came down. He's appreciative. He gave him a kiss. You imagine Kavachomer. Everybody needs a good word. Everybody. If the Satan who has no problem, he can this, he that, he needs a good word. Everybody needs a good word.
It's a beautiful shot.
Oh, I love it. Here, let me kiss your foot. Get over here. You come here, I'll kiss your foot right now. Says the Gemara. It says in the pasuk.
I need a good thumbnail. Go over there.
Eoiv did not sin with his own lips. You can be medayik. He didn't say anything. But he did sin in his heart. Michael Amar. He tells the Rebbeinu Shalom, Eretz Nitin B'yad Rasha, you gave the land to Rasha, Pnei Shiftel, Yechasa, with the Shoftim you'll cover. Imloi Eifa Miyu. Who's the one that's causing all these Yisurim to the Tzadikim? Amarava, Bikish Yiv Lahapich Kar Al Piyah. He wanted to flip over the bowl. In other words, he wanted to go off the derech. He wanted to stop believing in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You see that he had tightness inside. You're trying to translate his thought inside his mind? No, he's talking to the Satan. Like, why are you hurting the tzaddikim? So it's in fact Eretz Nitna B'yad Rasha. The same pasuk. Like the Rabbi says. So whether Eoiv had a tiny to the Rebbeinu Shalom side, or he was talking to the Satan. There's a Maisa in Sefer, the Ben HaMelech Van Nazir. There's a Sefer, Ben HaMelech is old, hundreds, maybe 1,000. Ben HaMelech Van Nazir. He says that a guy came to a king, he was serving the king, and he was serving the soup, and one drop of the soup spilled on the king's clothing. The guy takes a look at the king, and he sees that the king is one of those looks that off with his head. The king was known, Meshuggah, you do the smallest thing. He thought real quickly. He takes the bowl of soup, spills it in the king's face. Off with his head. Take him to the jail, put him in there, they're ready to kill him. Right before they kill him, the king comes by and says, listen, what are you, Meshuggah? Like, what were you thinking? Why did you do that? So not that you spilled a little bit. Why? He said, I'll tell you. When I spilled that little drop, I looked at you and I saw you're going to kill me. So I'm like, what are people going to say? They're going to say, the king killed somebody for nothing, over a drop. I said, you know what? I'm going to spill the whole thing on you like this. You'll kill me, but at least you're not going to look like a fool. He said, and he said, if so, you go free. You love me like that. And 9 months later, he became the head of the soup. Says the Gemara, so Eoiv tells HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Aldaitcha, with your mind, with your will, kilo yersha, I won't even sin. But nobody could save anything from anyone. Eoiv had a title to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How could you judge anyone? You created animals that are kosher, shvarim, they have split hooves. And you created animals that are not kosher, like a donkey. We don't have a bchira. We don't have a bchira. You're either born like this or not born like that. So how can you judge anybody? So what did his friends, the Yovav, as we're going to speak later, the whole Iyov is about his friends, his three friends that gave him Musar and told back forth. They told him, what are you going to, you're going to take away your conversation in front of a Kadosh Baruch Hu, you're going to stop davening? But boys say, this is the line. Kadosh Baruch Hu created the Yetzer Hara. Bara loy Torah tavlin, and he created an antidote to the Yetzer Hara, which is Torah. Here we go, Rabbi Isai, with a little bit of an upgrade. Here, you can make it larger if you want. Netflix, Gashmias, Fress, Gossip, TV. MDY. The fire comes out of MDY. Baralai Torah Tavlin. There was I'm not going to show his picture, even though he gave me Rishos, just in case one day he has Charata. Chassidish, I don't know if he was a younger man. I don't think he was married. A beard up to here, payas, the whole thing, Tzikaz of the payas. He came over and he said, I told you the story, but I think it's kedai to repeat. He said, I haven't worn tefillin in 8 years. 8 years he didn't wear tefillin. And then he found the daf, and he started learning the daf. And after a while, he said, I can't learn Torah without saying Birkas HaTorah. Mamish like Duvi Hoffman, but somebody else. And he started saying Birkas HaTorah, and once he started saying Birkas HaTorah, he started putting on tefillin. And then we daven mincha. And after mincha, he comes over to me and says, I forgot to tell you another thing. I canceled my Netflix also. I was no, because Barasi, Yetzer Hara, Bara loy Torah tavlin. Start off. There's a lot of people like that. Torah helps in many, many ways. Darash Rav, Birkas Oived Olai Tavoy. Birkas Oived Olai Tavoy v'leiv almona arnin. Birkas Oived Olai Tavoy. Listen to this. He wasn't a simple person. He greatest of the great. He would steal a field from Yisrael, not like Noam said. He would make it a lot better and give it back to them. We learned in Nezu Neshech that you're not allowed to do it. So I saw a few tirutzim that maybe there were Yisraelim that had no idea that somebody even took it from them. He just improved it and gave it back. But maybe it was because it was before Matan Torah. He lived in that generation, according to them. And Omar, maybe he wasn't even Jewish. V'leiv almana arnin. What does that mean? He was talking about the almana. That what? The kolhecha that have almana. When there was an almana, the lehav and it was hard in shidduchim. Have also dishmaya levei. He would tell people that he's related to her, that because he was like the wealthiest. So people say, "Oh, you're related to this wealthy guy." V'hav also nasvila, and they would marry her. I'll just tell you a quick vitz. They told the guy that you have to go to the almana, tell her that her husband was just killed. We have to do it beremes. You have to do it, very, very subtle. Subtle. You can't just. Okay, fine. So he goes and knocks on her door. She opens the door. Says, "Hi, are you Rivka the widow?" So she says, "No." She says, "You want to bet?" Lu shoko yishoko kaasi. Va'avosi b'maznayim yisu yochad. So here tells Hakadosh Baruch Hu, you want to weigh my mitzvahs against my averas? Like you want to. Va'avosi b'maznayim yisu yochad. Or after the puma di'yov. After the puma di'yov, you have to put dirt in his mouth. How do you talk like that to Hakadosh Baruch Hu? Chavrosa klal dishmaya. You tell Hakadosh Baruch Hu, that's how you talk to Hakadosh Baruch Hu? Let's weigh it out. You don't know. I'm good. Luish b'neinu mechiach, says Yov. There's somebody between us that could figure this out for us. Yoshis Yodi al Shnei, put his hand on both of us. Amarav, after the puma di'yov, got to put dirt in his mouth. You give musa to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Bris karati leinoi. Says he tells Hakadosh Baruch Hu, I made a covenant with my eyes. I made a deal with my eyes. I'm not going to look. I won't look at women. Amarava, and the Bach takes this out because this is a good thing. It's not after the Puma Div. It's good that he did. Iu was talking about other women, not his own wife. Avram, he didn't even look at his own wife. I just realized, he looked in the reflection, Baruch wanted to see her so that the Mitzrim that are Shetufei Zima, Mikladi Mikara, Lo Yavi Yoda. Seems like Avram never saw her before. Eve says, I'm going to go into Shoel, into Gehenna, I won't come out. He didn't believe in Tchias HaMesim. Asher b'sa'ora yishufeini, v'hir b'p'tzai chinam. The Torah uses the lashon sa'or, which is a storm. It's written with a sin. Usually it's written with a samach. V'hir b'p'tzai chinam. He gave me wounds for nothing. He said it. He spoke about a storm, and Baruch Hu answered in the storm. So we have a number of things that are very, very similar. Also, a lot of this is Kabbalah. I don't claim to understand what's going on here. Why are you doing this to me? Maybe a storm came in front of you and mixed you up. That's how he talks to Hashem. I'm your best slave, and this is how you treat me. Maybe you thought I'm your enemy. Instead of Eoyev, it's Oyev. So Hakadosh Baruch Hu answered in Dechsiv, he said from within a storm, get ready, pick up your pants. I'm going to ask you some questions. You answer. Let's see if you can answer. I countless, hundreds, thousands of hairs you have in your body. Each hair comes out of a single hole. Because you can't have two hairs coming out of one hole. Because if not, two would come out of one hole, you become blind. I have Hashgacha Pratis. I look at every single human being's hair. Each hair I decide. You think I got confused between two words? Eev and Oyev. It says in the puzzle. I created a lot of rain, a lot of drops. Each one has its own path. That two drops shouldn't combine together to make a larger drop. Too much water in one shot is not good for the ground. It has to come out drop by drop. And I didn't get confused between different. Each drop has a Shragie Rubelow, and I'm going to get confused in your name. How do I know it means a channel, a way, a path? There's a lot of thunder. Each one has its own path. That two thunders shouldn't combine together. If they'll combine, will destroy the whole world. The millions of thunders over the years, I never mixed up. They always stayed independent. You think I'm going to mix up your name? The goats of the mountain goats. Here we got a picture of Israeli mountain goats. If you go to Engedi, you can see these guys. Here in Ramat Bet Shemesh, you can see these guys, gazelles. Says the goat is very cruel to its children. She wants her baby. She's so disgusted with the whole birthing process. She wants her baby to die. So an eagle comes and grabs the baby. We have to understand what it means. But every single time, each one, how come National Geographic didn't see this? And it grabs this baby and puts it down by her feet. If not, if it would come 1 second late, I did see a National Geographic. They do grab these gazelles, sheep, whatever, the eagles, bring them off to a high place and drop them to their death. That I saw. I'm not Chas V'Shalom. I'm not asking a question. I think a lot of this is above my pay grade. Sponsored. Turning of the Daf, sponsored by LifeShare Community, protecting families today before tomorrow's unexpected loss. You think I'm gonna get confused between Eoyev and Oyev? This gazelle, the birthing channel is very narrow. The snake comes and bites her, and she relaxes, and she's able to give birth. Today it's called epidural. right? Do you do epidurals?
This snake venom relaxing the uterus is like double poshut.
Yeah? They used to use it like that?
We still do in a modified form.
Wow. We have the doctor here in a modified form. This Gemara here, if you have any questions. But does it mean that each... Okay, I guess. Here. Snake venom in 2024. In a modified venom. What is it called? You know the names. I know you know the names. What is it called? What?
Embarrassing, I forget.
No, there's no such thing. You'll tell me in a second. Too much iyun. If the snake would come 1 moment before, 1 minute after, it's too late. Okay, next. He wasn't thinking straight, says the Torah. When a person says something, when he's very much in pain, and something comes out of his mouth, we're not going to judge him. Three of his friends came from different lands. Who are the friends? These three. They came together to console him. He just lost his whole family, lost everything. He became from the wealthiest to the poorest. They came at the exact time. 800 miles distance from Eov, they all came. But they didn't have phones. So how did they know that Eov needs help? They all three had crowns. They had a special tree. The name was put onto the crown of the tree. It says Eov, so it's flashing. Eov is in trouble. We go help him out. They have a friend like the friends of Eov or death. So Rabbi Isaac Sher, I heard it's also Rabbi Chaim Shmulevitz. Nice chap. How do you know that friends? If you don't have friends, then it's death. If the Satan wanted to be mitzar Eov so badly, how come he didn't kill his friends? He has friends. He should have killed them, because if he would kill his friends, Eov would be dead. And if you're dead, the Satan said, Akash Baruch told the Satan, you can't kill him. Asks Benny, he's not here, but Shechin is also death. And it says that he had Shechin. He said, okay. Huh? Leprosy. No, but it says Shechin is like death. You're saying you get healed. But you can't kill me from a moment. Saras, Shechin, Saras is not the same thing? Okay. I hear you, Pshat. You're saying, even if it's Saras, even if it's death, it's for a few days and then a friend never comes back. The boys say, if your wife is watching now's a great time to tell her to do something else, run away. The women bring children to the world. They are closer, they become mature quicker than men. So it's a great thing to have girls. No! Fighting comes to the world. Yesterday, not in the shir, yesterday there's a guy sitting in the room that he actually has fights with his wife. There's one guy. So he understood what we're talking about. What are you laughing?
Only one guy.
If it's true that it's such a great thing to have girls, so how come it says in the pasuk that Ev had 7 boys, 3 girls, so he should have had 14 boys afterwards and 6 girls. And that's what Amalai. He only had 3 girls. The 3 that he had were beautiful. Shivana is 7 times 2. Shivana, 14. Banim, 14 boys. V'shalish banos. One was Yemima. V'shem Hashem is Ketzia. V'shem Hashlish is Karen Hapuch. Yemima shoyis adam eliyim. Why did he call Yemima? Because she was like the day. Ketzia shoyirechanodav b'ketzia. Here we go. If you remember, we say in Pitim Aktoyer, Sachal ben Avonim Mishkashim Shemana, Mar Uktzia. It's one of the Samamonim in the Ktoyers. Shoyirechanodav ketzia. She smelled like the Ketzia. Karen Hapuch. She's like the horn of a keresh, meaning it turns black. They made fun of him in Eretz Yisrael. Kind of the keresh, lakusi, it's a terrible thing. He said saffron. Saffron is the most expensive spice. And the best one, the best of the best, the Rishke B'mine. Shenemar ki sikri b'apuch. Oh, Reb Shimon Rebbe is Liluy Barta. Reb Shimon had a daughter. Havakachol shel daito. He's very, very sad. So this is the Maisa. I say this all the time. It's a Maisa Shahaya. And if it wasn't Shahaya, it's Kemat Haya. There's a guy, I should say a woman gave birth to a girl. And she was crying. So the doctor said, what's the matter? Why are you crying? She said, my husband said, if you dare come home with a girl, it's all over. They already had 3 girls. I don't need another one. So the doctor said, don't worry, let me take care of it. See the guy's waiting outside of it. He says, come, I got news for you. You had a boy. The guy says, oh, Mazel Tov. He says, no, Mazel Tov. It might last for 3 years. The guy says, the kid is blind, without hands. The guy says, oh, he starts crying, this, that. He says, no. It's a girl and she's healthy, Baruch Hashem. Gewaldig. And another, I got to tell you, that's a Maisa Shaya. There's a Maisa Shaya here in Eretz Yisrael, but it's only for the Israeli. Only people that live here could really appreciate the story. A guy is waiting over there, and the doctor comes out. He says, "Your wife had a girl." He starts screaming, "Are you crazy? A girl? We had an ultrasound. They said it's a boy. I already hired the Moe. I have a catering. This, that. What are you talking about? It can't be. It can't be." He kisses. The guy goes back in because that guy, no, sorry, I made a mistake. It's a boy. He says, the only way to get things done in this country is by yelling. It's so true that the Olam enjoyed it. The guys in America, I don't understand what's funny. It's mom is true. No, I went to the courthouse in the old city, in the west side of Yerushalayim, in the Arab section. I went there, and the cousins are yelling at the cops over there. This is before the war, yelling and screaming, "Let me in! You have no right!" And they're negotiating with them, like in America, like, "What are you crazy? You know who you're talking to? Get out of here! You lower your voice." I'm not. No, it's and then they let a guy in because he yelled so much. You let a second guy. That's how it goes. You yell, you scream. You don't even mean it. You just have to do it. And if you're American, you say, you have to know how to scream. You scream. Yeah. Yeah, you. You have to know how to do it. Don't worry about it. Why are you so sad? It's a good thing. Histam was fooling you. It's not such a great nechama. The world can't exist without boys and girls. But you hear this, Noam? This is a nechama to you. Eli is Nebach, the one that has daughters. The world needs everything. It needs a guy that sells perfume, a guy that works with the tans, the hides. Huh? Is it really? You need both. The world can't exist without a guy that tans leather. But if that's your job, I feel bad for you. Hashem gave everything to Avram. My bakol, Rebbe Meir, Shalei Hoiselei Bas. It was a tremendous bracha. He didn't have a daughter. Rebbe Yehuda Omer, the bracha was that he did have a daughter. They say, I forgot who says I saw this, that girls are a bracha in this world, and boys are a bracha for the next world. As they say, the mitzvah is, but you want to have a girl, you need to have a daughter to take care of you in this world. I'm sorry, you need one. But one is enough, I think. One is enough, maybe. No, I could have used the second one. He did have a daughter. Her name is Bakol. Oh, you might like this vart, you might not. There's a vart. They say, if it's true that Avram had a daughter, her name was Bakol, so how come Yitzchak didn't marry her? The answer is because Yitzchak was machmer like this shita that he didn't have a daughter. Rebbe Lazar Mamudai Omer Istagninu says believe shall Avram Avinu. Istagninu says about believe shall Avram Avinu. He understood astrology. Amazing. Everybody come to ask him what's going on with the stars, this, that. So why did he answer them? Because you can be a makar a person like that. You tell a person, you see that star over there, it's 30 million years, light years away, and it goes like this, and it comes around like that way, and this one goes around, and the galaxies, and this. And when you start understanding that, you realize there's something greater than evolution or whatever it is. There's a Kodesh Baruch Hu out there. There's a stone, some explain it, it's a ruchniistic thing, like a koyach that he had. A sick person would look at it and it would heal him. And after he was nifter, he put it up there by the sun. And that's what people say. When the sun goes up, the disease goes up. Which one?
Snake on the corner, if they would look at it, they would be healed.
Like the snake, okay. How come you didn't say the snake when we spoke about the snake before? Biting the thing. It was an ace that Esav went off the derech after Avram Avinu died. In fact, Avram Avinu died, was nifter 5 years earlier than he was supposed to. He was supposed to live 180, he lived 175 because of that. Yishmael did tshuva while he was still alive. I guess we're going to have to stop here. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.